If I told you to close your eyes and visualize Progressive, the auto insurance company, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably Flo, the Progressive girl, right? And that's for good reason, because ever since her introduction in 2008, she's been an absolute fan favorite for cable TV viewers, appearing in over 100 commercials and even gaining her own sidekick along the way. But what if I told you she wasn't the only Progressive mascot in the 2010s? And actually at one point, they tried replacing her entirely with this thing. Yeah, I'm not kidding. So today, sit back as we look back into the box mascot era of Progressive. Like I said in the intro, we all know Flo. She is an absolute icon in American advertisement, but she wasn't introduced until 2008. Progressive was founded in 1937, so I mean, what were they doing in between then? Well, they didn't really have a mascot before Flo. Instead, they had a slogan, which was Progressive, not what you would expect from an insurance company. The brand would use common real-life scenarios of people getting stressed or overwhelmed and try to place themselves as an easy solution to yet another annoying problem you had to deal with.
Progressive, not what you'd expect from an insurance company.
But as the times changed, so did people's preferences. People didn't want to be talked to in a serious voice or be reminded of the shitty day they just had when they turned on the TV. They just want to relax and shut their brains off. So, Progressive decided to shift with the times and get to work on rebranding their image. The result? Flo, a uniquely upbeat, almost robotic character that embodies two things: insurance and silliness. The commercials would be as simple as possible to understand, while also still having special characteristics that would make a viewer remember it and possibly even talk about it in their own life. I mean, Progressive's whole brand revolves around simplicity, so Flo really was the perfect fit. And man, did she resonate with audiences, with Flo being in over 100 commercials in her first 5 years with the company. Yeah, seriously. And while all was good at first, Progressive was starting to get scared of the risk of overexposure with Flo. With her appearing in so many commercials, Progressive started to fear people would find her too predictable or boring, in turn leading to a decline in audience engagement and enthusiasm. They didn't want to lose that sense of novelty they had built around Flo. If she was featured too frequently, then the brand would risk losing the element of surprise and comedy that made her so special. And on top of that, they had to worry about cost returns. At a certain point, they would just be pushing out ads that people didn't care about, which in turn would stop them from actually buying the product, which would result in a profit loss. And the idea of losing money is enough to shake any company down to its core. But it wasn't just overexposure Progressive was worried about, because you see, the world of advertisements was changing yet again, and astronomically fast this time, especially due to the rise of social media. And with it came a whole new wave of marketing strategies companies would start to follow, and Progressive was not about to get left behind. In fact, they were already in the midst of a change themselves, offering online insurance, which was the new fad of the time for insurance companies. Everyone was trying to be online. And while Flo was amazing at promoting their current products and insurance offerings, they wanted something fresh for this new era, especially since around this time, one of the new trends some companies were doing ironically was dropping the singular spokesperson idea in commercials. It was starting to be seen as old and repetitive. I mean, those are the commercials boomers and Gen X were watching, not these new millennials who are now old enough to care about car insurance. And it would be a combination of all these factors that would eventually lead to the introduction of the Progressive box. Well, now that we know all about the history of Flo and the reasoning behind the change, let's actually talk about this guy and his damn commercials. Because for starters, why did Progressive choose a box with a weird looking face and paper arms for its mascot? Well, technically, he's not a new character. Yeah, I know. Because what Progressive did was just personify the boxes that were already used in their commercials. As you can see in this commercial, the box literally refers to the inanimated version of himself as him.
Yep, there I am with Flo.
I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's jump back to why Progressive chose the box in the first place. Well, like I said, they were entering a new era themselves with the online insurance thing, and they didn't want people to get confused or lost about what their brand's image was. Just because they were going digital doesn't mean they were getting complicated, and they wanted to emphasize that by creating a mascot that embodied the word simplicity. That was now the new goal of Progressive's marketing. They wanted to let consumers know that signing up for their insurance was as simple and easy as possible. Anyone could do it, anywhere, at any time. And what's more simple than just taking something you already used in your commercials and just personifying it? I mean, people are already kind of familiar with the look of the box, right? And it doubles as a way to show off how easy it is to bundle all their different types of insurance under one character. So that's exactly what they did. They took one of their pre-existing boxes and just put a face on it, like a little 3D animated doodle, kinda. Now that they knew what it was gonna be, they had to decide what he was gonna act and sound like. And they made him quite eccentric, to say the least. They ended up going with Chris Parnell to do the voice of the box, who gave the character a deep, sultry tone while also remaining kind of silly and stern. It's actually kind of a funny juxtaposition, and definitely is not what you'd expect the box to sound like upon first appearance. But that's not the only juxtaposition of this box, because while his goal was to show and represent how easy it was to sign up and save with Progressive, he was always put in the most weird, chaotic, random situations, saying the most out-of-pocket things. I mean, from a wedding toast, to a night out with the boys, to climbing grocery store shelves, to being at the gym, a sauna, office, school, work, literally anywhere there were humans just trying to live, this little guy was there explaining to you how easy it is to sign up and save with Progressive. And like I said, some of the stuff he was saying was actually wild. Like, why did he out-bro like this?
I'm not saying Mark's thrifty. Let's just say I saved him $519, and it certainly didn't go toward that ring. Am I right?
Or where he assumes that the guy at the gym wants his number while he's working out.
31, 732. You want my number, don't you? Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE right now.
And, well, yes, I understand the joke there. The situations were still kind of just a little off. But a lot of people liked that absurdist style of humor that the box mascot ended up representing. And Progressive took notice and started pushing these commercials out. But while that was all fine and dandy at first, people were starting to notice that Flo was appearing way less on their TVs than she used to. And people online were starting to get worried, and of course, starting baseless rumors, saying that the actress who played Flo was too demanding and asking for too much money, and they already did so many ads with her that they just ended up deciding to fire her. Or maybe you heard the one about how she was slowly losing her mind, constantly filming these commercials, until she eventually snapped on set. All of these would eventually be untrue, and fans who were worried about Flo would have their minds put at ease as they saw her return to the commercials in the mid to late 2010s. But why didn't Flo film any new Progressive commercials for a few years, you're asking? Well, because she's a legit actress and comedian who actually has gigs and works to do. Honestly, Progressive needs her way more than she needs Progressive. We know that, and even Progressive knows that. Because as soon as Flo would start filming more commercials, they would put a halt on producing ones with the box mascot. And by 2020, he was barely even seen on TVs anymore. Instead, continuing to have Flo be the leading mascot, while slowly giving her more of an ensemble cast to work with. And that's how it's been ever since. While there have been some other Progressive mascots throughout the day, which we could go over in another video if you guys want, there hasn't been anyone or thing that has really made the brand more recognizable than Flo. She truly is iconic. But what do you think? Comment your thoughts below on this topic. Did you enjoy the box mascot? Or are you forever Team Flo? Either way, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to check out the Look Back playlist if these nostalgia videos are your thing. And regardless, I will see you in another one soon. Peace.